But the third phase is what I would call win, then play. Win, then play happens when you define the game on your terms. Win, then play in business. Let me give some examples. Well, we got some time. I'm going to give several examples here. Because win, then play is not just a mindset and a mantra. It's a way to profit way more from the beginning in your own business. So here's an early example. The Statue of Liberty was given the United States by France. What wasn't given was a visitor center, some type of concrete to erect that so it wasn't just laying out there in the Hudson, floating around. And so you know what they did? One of the owners of New York Magazine said, would you like to be the first visitors? If you donate now, we're going to use those donations to build the visitor center, and you get to be the first people to come see the Statue of Liberty. They raised all of the money in 6 days. Some people were at 6 cents. The average donation was under $1, right? They won before it even got there. You know a huge win then play? The Super Bowl. Like, we didn't even know who was going to be in it, and all the tickets were sold out. I just talked to a guy that paid for 2 seats, 28 grand for lower bowl tickets, right? I'm like, yeah, the NFL, that game could be a 100-0 blowout, and they already won the game. They've already sold the commercials. They've already sold all the TV rights, right? They've already sold the NFL experience. They've already sold all the game tickets. The game is just happening after they've already made their profit. Let me get even more practical on this. When I wrote Killing Sacred Cows, I didn't want to be one of those authors that had 5,000 books in my garage, right? And so I heard the stats of how many authors we had and people who'd sold under 100 books. And so I said, look, I actually believe the hard work, as much as I thought it was writing the book, is going to be promoting the book. So I said, how do I make this easier? Well, back in those days, I did a teleseminar series. It was 8 teleseminars. I did a video series that we put on DVD, and I had like some cheat sheet guide or something. And I said, hey, everyone, if you want to buy these now, you'll get them, and I'll give you the book when it comes out. So they got way more value buying early if they would wait up to 9 months. Number 2 is I went to my key relationships. And here's something for all of us to know. I might have shared this last year, but I don't know if everyone was here last year. This is called the value equation. Mental capital is your ideas, knowledge, tools, wisdom, insights, strategies. Mental capital is what we're really trying to capture in the family constitution. When we multiply that by your relationship capital, people, networks, opportunities, go-bros, mentors, friends, family, that determines our financial capital. Financial capital is merely a byproduct. It's a byproduct of how effectively we utilize our mental capital to serve others, solve problems, and deliver that value. So in the world of cause and effect, value creation is at the cause and dollars are effect. More easily said, dollars follow value. This value equation says if you have a money problem, it's not a money problem, it's a mental relationship capital problem. Either A, you have the wrong employees, you're hanging out with a-holes or whatever it might be, or B, you don't have the insight required to get to the next level. So it's really about investing in yourself to get past this. And if you can write a check and the problem goes away, wasn't a problem, right? So that's why it's kind of nice to have money. Now, not all problems can be solved by money. We're number 38 in overall health in the United States, yet we spend more than double any other country that comes even close. So the money isn't fixing the problem. We have the wrong mental capital. Part of that mental capital is that we shirk responsibility for health in this nation, and then we expect a pill to fix it. That's not how it works. Just like finance. You can't delegate your legacy. You can't just hand it off and hope someone's going to take care of it for you, because your legacy is unique to you, right? So, this being said, what we're really looking at with relationship capital is the family retreat, the family constitution, and the family office when we're doing meetings and all those kind of things. The mental capital is actually writing it down and capturing it. The mental capital is all your unique ideas and values and things that now are stored somewhere, just like the ones I've shared with you. So this is how we're going to transfer wealth, is through value creation. Value creation first and foremost for your family. Have you ever found sometimes it's easier to create value for everyone other than your immediate family? Because other people that are customers and clients, we typically don't answer the phone in the middle of a meeting, but sometimes when we're meeting with our kids or our wife or we're at home, those kind of things can become a distraction. So I started saying, what would I have to do to make them feel like they were the most important people in the world? And it wasn't that hard. For my kids, it was 5 minutes of focus time to start the day and 5 minutes at the end of the day. Watch a YouTube video I don't give a shit about, but I care about my son, right? Listen to some story that happened at school, and it's 5 minutes. And you know what? For them, they're like connected. So don't think that all this stuff is hard. It's just intentional and deliberate. That's all. So this value equation is critical here. Now, for the financial capital piece, see, I had all this relationship capital with killing sacred cows. I had a lot of financial advisors that I'd been teaching in a thing called Mission Driven Forum. So I just went to them and I said, hey, if anyone wants to buy 500 books, I'll come speak to your clients. If anyone wants to buy 250, I'll do the teleseminar series where you get to interview me and then we can educate your people. And if you do 100, then I'm just going to do one-time teleseminar with you. And I pre-sold 22,000 books before it was released. I had already won before the book was released. That's win then play. When I filmed my very first video series, we had a building we had built, but the second floor wasn't finished yet. So there's a perfect place to put a TV studio on the second floor. It was going to cost around 100 grand. I also knew that we needed like an editor, and more than anything, I wanted massive accountability. So all we did was we sent a survey out to our clients in our database at the time and said, hey, we're considering a video series. Which topics do you think would be most valuable to you? We had them rank them. Number two, once they ranked them, we just called them and we said, hey, thanks for this. Why did you choose this? By the way, we're going to be releasing this program. It's going to be $2,500, but we'll give it to you for $1,250 for a few reasons. A, we want your feedback. We want to make it better, which, by the way, increased engagement of people watching. And we said, B, we're not going to have it done when you buy it. It's going to take us a little time. So if you'll just have patience, it might take 7 weeks rather than up front, which also created that accountability because we had to release 7 videos a week for 7 weeks. So guess what happened? 150 grand came in before we started filming. We built the studio. We filmed sometimes at 1 in the morning and got it done, and it was profitable up front. That's win then play. In investing, win then play is making money on the buy. Not speculation of is it going to raise, but it's about the cash flow, and it's about you've purchased something because of a unique circumstance in which I think we're going to have more win then play strategies in the next 2 years than ever before. Because the win then play strategy comes about when the market goes down and people are illiquid because most people have confused saving and investing. I hear people all the time say, I'm saving money in my 401k. I'm like, bullshit, that is not a savings tool. That's an investing vehicle that's locked away till 59.5 that you could borrow small amounts from, and it's probably in mutual funds, right? They're like, yeah. I'm like, mutual funds are volatile. That's an investment. Savings are liquid, they're available, they're safe, and they might be losing to inflation, but they're there for you. Ted Turner became one of the wealthiest people that we know and one of the largest landowners in history because he won then played. He waited for everything to go wrong, and when people were illiquid, he bought the companies. He bought the land. He didn't buy it when everybody else was in frantic situations going, we got to get in, crypto's going to the moon, and it's never coming down. And then all of a sudden the greed gland kicks in, and people get their ass kicked on speculation. Win then play is we make money on the buy. We focus on cash flow. We profit up front with our ideas, because when I like to say it as, I was in Nam 10 years ago, but I was in Vietnam. I was traveling with this group, and one of the guys in the group was Matt Mullenweg. Matt Mullenweg founded WordPress. Now, that is a win then play company, because the people that pay him also build the programs for him, open source for free. We're in a win then play society. This notion of raising funds to build a company for a long period of time and then releasing it, you will die along the way. The best thing you could do is be getting feedback from people that write you checks before you even start.